Welcome guys. Okay, today we're going to be working on this Moen single handle mixing valve here. This has the Posi-Temp cartridge in it. It's a Moen part 1222. I would say probably millions of households in North America have this style, and if you're having issues with it like I was, so if there's a leak or you're having issues with the cold and hot water not sort of working properly, this is probably what's going on. So that's the replacement part I'll be using. It happens to be a plum shop. It's an aftermarket, but it's still high quality. And it replaces that Moen 1222 cartridge. So let's get into it. Okay, so I shut the water off in the basement, and we're just going to drain the line here. I've already drained it, but you would just turn it on, let it drip out. I have another tap open in the basement just to make sure it's fully cleared out. And then in here you'll see that there's a Allen screw, and we're just going to use, it's a 7/64 in my situation, Allen key. So we're gonna get in there, loosen this, and we're gonna take it all the way out. My water's pretty corrosive here. I mean, we have a softener, so some things may be a little corroded, others may not be. And if you want, you can put something just to cover the hole in the tub there, just so you don't lose the screws. So we'll turn it to the off position and we'll pull the handle off. And then right here you'll see there's a Phillips head screw. I'll show you that. So right in there we got a Phillips head screw, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. And sometimes here you'll see a white piece. What that is like a hot water limiter. Mine has obviously been removed by someone before, so you don't actually need that. We're going to take this little cover off, that to the side. And so here's your cartridge right here. It's pretty simple to remove. So like I said earlier, there's a couple options. There's just pliers to pull it out if it's not seized in there for whatever reason, or Moen does make a Posi-Temp tool to remove it. I checked on Home Depot's website in Canada here, and it's only 38 bucks. So I mean, if you're having a hard time pulling this out, which I don't know if I will or not yet, it might be a good investment for you guys. So just make sure it's pushed in there. And then there's a little pin right here we're going to pull up and out. Sort of double-ended pin. Even those pliers work well. And then we're going to pull the cartridge out. And before we pull the cartridge out, just note that you'll see the HC here is at the top, so hot, cold, obviously. If your house was plumbed the wrong way or the other way, this would be at the bottom. So before I pull it out, what I'll do is I'll turn to the on position. I suppose I could have done that earlier. And all that'll do is it'll just stop there from being a suction on the pipes, if there was one. And then we're just gonna pull straight out. And there it is. So I would say that was an easy one to pull out, and then you can see like a lot of corrosion. So we only got a salt water softener about 3 years ago, and before that there was no water treatment, so it was just coming straight from the well. So that's probably what ruined it. So we're gonna go ahead, get rid of that. And probably one of the most important things to do is look inside this hole. So I'll take you in there. So we're looking in there now. Maybe difficult to see, but just basically it's just a brass smooth-sided hole. The water comes in both sides, hot and cold, and obviously that valve we're replacing directs the water and meters the water. So you're just gonna wanna make sure there's no debris. There can even be things like sticks or debris coming in from the water that can be poking into the side of your cartridge, causing it to fail. So you're gonna wanna watch, make sure there's nothing in there, just make sure it's nice and smooth, there's no burrs, anything like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the new cartridge. Okay, so when you take it out, you'll see this is what it looks like, just like the old one. And it comes with this extra plastic part here that helps you push it in if you require it. And even though it's aftermarket, you can tell it's got the hot cold, all the same O-rings. And it's a little bit lubricated, but we're gonna put a little bit of this silicone lubricating grease on it, just so it slides in there a little nicer and there's no issues with the O-rings or these rubber pads here binding up. You can get this stuff anywhere, just something that's sort of, for O-rings basically, and it'll say on it. Okay, so I coated the O-ring and gaskets there with a little bit of that silicone. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install it. And actually, you can probably just push it in. This is where you can use the tool to help you out. There you go, and it seats right into that little notch right there. Take the tool off. And then make sure your clip goes in and sits down all the way. And at this point, we're gonna turn the water back on and make sure there's no leaks. Okay, so the water's back on now and we don't have any leaks. So we can go ahead and reinstall this plastic. Oh, put this on first. Reinstall our plastic part here and it goes like this. And then we'll go ahead and reinstall our cover here, our handle, and the screw put in from the bottom. Okay, and that's all there is to it, guys. So all you're gonna wanna do now is just turn it on and make sure as you turn it on, it is going from cold to hot to hottest. So we'll do that. So we have cold, getting hotter, and that's full hot right there. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.